Hi and welcome to Soul Food. This week we continued in our Leviticus series and we looked at quite a chunk really. We kind of went back and looked a little bit at chapter 4 but then went on into chapters 5 and 6 and just a little bit of 6. And the big idea is that does the sins that we don't know about have an impact on our life? So the title was Ignorance Isn't Bliss. And that phrase, often ignorance is bliss, is something we use to convince ourselves that if we don't know about it, it can't hurt us, it doesn't matter. But is that true? Is that a reality? Or actually, does becoming aware of the things that we mess up with, or things that might hurt others or hurt us, by becoming aware of those things, can we actually become more free and healed in the process? Otherwise, we're a little bit like an ostrich that just buries our heads in the sand, trying to ignore what's going on, but before long, something comes and bites us in the bum. So, key verse was Leviticus 5:14-16, and it says this: "The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, If anyone commits a breach of faith and sins unintentionally in any of the holy things of the Lord, he shall bring to the Lord as his compensation a ram without blemish out of the flock, valued in silver shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary for a guilt offering. He shall also make restitution for what he has done amiss in the holy thing, and shall add a fifth to it and give it to the priest. And the priest shall make atonement for him with the ram of the guilt offering, and he shall be forgiven." So as we think about that, and think about that God does ask us to take account of the things that we weren't even aware that we were doing wrong, that we should become more God conscious, not sin conscious, but God conscious, so that sin doesn't have a part in our lives. So how can we become more aware of these things? And then when we become aware of them, how can we deal with them in a good way so that we don't live out of condemnation or guilt, but that we can, in the light of Jesus, walk in the freedom that he's given us? And then maybe as part of that, how can we then develop a lifestyle of confessional repentance so we grow in holiness and we become more like Jesus?